So they'll be calling you radical. You can't see the mighty Benloma, the Paramount Pictures logo. You can't see the what? Plutonium fires, Plutonium country of deniers. So, as you know, I'm the guy who named the greatest drought in 1,200 years. Before it happened, right as it happened, I named it in 2011. That's when it started, just another coincidence. That type goes at your feet, Edie. It's a cult. I mean, the denial of my work is beyond epic. You know, you kettle me, I'll kettle you. So, as you know, Kevin Blanch in 2011, March 2011, they're going to lie. These are full blown out freaking nuclear meltdowns. No person on earth that called them full blown out nuclear meltdowns from the beginning, every day since the greatest event in human history. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. They're going to push this energy in the Pacific Ocean. You don't even know what it is. Never happened to Mayak, never happened to Chernobyl, never happened to 3 Mile Island. These are one graphite reactor that blew up at Chernobyl that 700,000 men's entombed. Not this one. 3 full blown out meltdowns, not to mention 6 spent fuel pools with 40 years of MOX fuel being blown all over. Jet stream moves left to right. Japanese current flows into the California current. It's going to wipe out the starfish first. Did it? Did it? Did it? It's going to collapse. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. Did it? Did it? Did it? It's going to collapse the steelhead salmon immediately starting 2012. Did it? Did it? Did it? The Chinook will collapse in 2016. Why? Because they go to sea on average of 5 years. Did they? Did they? Did they? The heat bubble. So, as you know, I declared the drought the greatest drought in human history. I'm the guy that named it. That's an unarguable fact. I'm the guy that named the drought. You know, when it started, the greatest drought in 1,200 years, anyway. And over the western United States, it's going to cause a heat bubble. I named it the Great Western North America Heat Dome. Heat bubble, which the fires, you could talk to anybody. Go to freaking Paradise and talk to them in California. Go anywhere up there, and these fires all started simultaneously. I remember talking to a ranger up there, and he says, we thought it was arsons, freaking, when I was up there. All starting simultaneous, you know, working on something. When they all start, literally dozens of fire. I think there was 14 fires started exactly at the same time over a multi-million square acre area. How does that even happen when the atmosphere actually catches fire? So what's the smoke? So as you know, earlier this year, I says the heat dome has shifted north. It shifted north. So the jet stream's done this, and I declared the drought here over. And we go from the great flip, we go from the great drought, the great historic drought to historic winter here. I mean, it snowed in Mexico City how many times this winter? You know, San Diego, I mean, it shifted. The heat bubble went like this. It's sitting over parts of Canada. I mean, these fires are from Canada. British Columbia, Alberta. I mean, the heat bubble has moved that far north. I mean, everything I said came true, including I predicted where the demic. I predicted it before it happened. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. Because Google, they know everything. You know, they know everything. Just ask them when. It's unarguable documented fact that they know shit. So, I was working right up here in 2011 when I got sick. When I got cancer. In 2011. It's going to give you cancer. It's going to give you cancer. And you're telling me that there's no byproduct from full blown out nuclear meltdowns. So why are we so afraid of them? We're so afraid of them until they happen, then it's speak no nuclear energy evil, see no nuclear energy, hear no nuclear energy evil. Why are we so afraid of them? So you're trying to tell me that there's no byproduct from full blown out meltdowns. That's the greatest mental illness in human history. The greatest nuclear meltdowns never happened before. Full blown out fucking, the cores, where's the cores? Go get a bone marrow transplant center. They have no clue. They've never got fucking near them. These things blew to smithereens. It's been cover up lies. These people that participated in this cover up, these are criminals from hell. They should be all rounded up. So you're telling me, so I was working right up there in 2011 when, boom, a freight train hit me. And I mean a freight train hit me. I got AML, de novo, and I was misdiagnosed over and over and over. Emergency rumors, I mean, this went on for a month. Boy, it almost cost me my life. Finally, a bone marrow biopsy, Dr. Hansen got me. I went into the bone marrow transplant at LDS East State in Salt Lake. Spent basically off and on the first 9 months. Ooh, central line in my jugular vein, clinging to life, down to nothing, so cramped. I was in so much pain for so long. I've been sick ever since. I've been in critical condition ever since. You know, so I was going to die. I mean, I had a marker of 44. I had ML de novo, which is tumors that wrap around. Yeah, leukemia can present tumors. Now, you're telling me that nuclear fallout doesn't cause cancer? What? When it's well documented, proven that it does. Jet stream moves left to right. And you're going to chalk all this up to coincidence? Coincidence doesn't get into science. This is an acute collapse catastrophe. The smoking gun, the salmon, the tide pools, the freaking trees, the fires, all of it. All started in 2011. Now, we know in science you can run regressionary models. We know that's called an outlier. Well, we run outlier regressions. It was 2011. Any model will show 2011. Something crazy happened and changed in 2011. Well, what? Did a meteor hit Earth? So the smoke, you know, now we got the fires have moved up. So I got sick in 2011, and I mean sick. I mean, it's like a freight train hit me. What a good doctor, several good doctors looked me right in the eyes, told me I'd be dead by Christmas, 2011. Misdiagnosed me, but then when they finally got it right, this is a horrible cancer, Kevin. I've talked to Thimble Peterson. No, I'm going to the Mayo Clinic. I had money. Remember, I had all that Tesla stock, had all that Apple stock. Work it over. Oh, you're going to LDS East State. I'm like, no, that shithole, it's under construction. No. There's a guy named Thimble Peterson. I talked to him. They're going to work on you. I went in there. It was horrible. Marshall Jensen in the room next to me, Carter, Tennessee. It's horrible. I mean, it's been a nightmare. So doing all this work, historic work, I've been in critical condition the whole time. So they heavy chemoed me. You know, I was going to die. I got down. Celeste from East 8, who went there for 26 years, told me, Kevin, come here. I got to tell you, you should be very proud of yourself. Doesn't matter what people say about you. I've been here 26. I prepared your paperwork when you came in. I prepared you as a red 10. I fully prepared to do your paperwork going out in a body bag. I've never seen a red 10 walk out of here in my 26 years. Ever. You did it. It's been a long, ugly battle. But made it to about 2015, 16. I remember it was the day that Weber State was in the tournament. Go Dylan Jones. 2016 that day, and I'd been at the Bernie Sanders rally and the Trump. That's the day I asked Trump if he's going to talk about Fukushima. It made Fox News that day. And I got to the store. I was going to go. I didn't, you know, I remember stepped out of my car. It was just like, boom, boom. I remember something hit me. You know, I was just got a juice tray, and it was my heart. You know, nobody listened to Michael Hawkins at Ogden Regional Medical Center told me to go see my dentist. I ran the test when my valve completely collapsed. You know, Colado got me in, open heart surgery, replaced my valve right now, May of 2017. I never felt like it worked. I mean, I had shooting pain. I remember being in Monterey, walking up that hill, and I thought I was going to die. Tide pool, I was so sick the whole time, doing all the tide pool work, just suffering. And, oh, it's neuropathy. And I'm like, no, I feel like it's the valve. That valve was never done right. It was never right. I think the valve was faulty. So this year, I've been screaming for over a year. You know, I've been in so much pain. I just fading away. I got down to 138 pounds this year. I'm just fading away. And I'm telling Colado, and I'm telling these doctors, these are my cardiologists, they schedule with, look, I'm dying. It's my heart. It's my valve. You know, no, it's not. They wouldn't do shit. Misdiagnosed. I mean, such malpractice is unbelievable. Christmas Eve, it blew up. And it blew up again on New Year's Day. I mean, blew up. The valve. It was the valve, just like I said the whole time. It was the valve. It was bad. And it ripped it to where the point that it fried out my entire electrical system. Finally, they ran and still they just wanted to put a pacemaker in me. And I'm like, no, no, no. If, you know, me and my daughter's arguing. One of the guys that's ready to do the op, he's like, wait a minute. And they ran a blood test, and they're like, yeah, there's been something. Then they went in through my arm, couldn't find it. Went in through my groin, was in there forever. There it is, right there on top of the valve, just like you said. Had to harvest one out of my leg. It's been horrible. I was down to 138 pounds. I've gained 20-something pounds back. But this is the first time I feel like it destroyed my esophagus. They went in and done a bunch of work on my esophagus. They're going to do some more work on me. I had 4 cancer biopsies. They came back clean. It's been a nightmare. It's been 11 years. It'll be 12. I started to get sick right now, 12 years ago. It's been horrible. So the heat bubble has shifted. We're getting fires up in the drought is going on up in North Carolina. Not here. The freaking jet stream moved like this, and we just got pounded. It's such extreme. This is all coincidence, bro. Okay, you go along with coincidence. Everything that happened, including the demic, we can't talk. Everything's a coincidence post 2011, the Fukushima nuclear melt. Okay, you go along with that. Go ahead. So, stay tuned. It's been a hell of a war. Smoke on the water. It's unbelievable, the denial of my work. Stay tuned.